Welcome to day 20 of the 2023 Advent Calendar series here on MKE Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we've got Tyler back from his brief hiatus, who's going to be rolling through the Three Cellars Advent Calendar with us. And Mr. Lau is back from Eau Claire, rolling his way through the VolumeOne Advent Calendar. We're going to kick things right off with Eau Claire, VolumeOne. Mr. Lau, what do you got on day 20?
Okay. Drop Dead Blonde from Point. Okay. It is a blonde ale that comes in at 3.8% alcohol by volume, and it has 99 calories.
3.8%?
3.8.
Careful, man.
So this thing's about to get wild.
Is that twist off and you just used it?
Probably was.
It looks like a twist off, yeah.
I had it. I was going to use it.
It
right.
works.
Let's see what we got going on here.
It looks blonde.
That looks so blonde. Bleached.
Very clear.
Blonde.
Bleach blonde?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, clear and carbonated, and I don't know. I know that this was a beer that Point made. I don't think I've ever had it. I feel like it's going to taste like a macro light beer.
I just love the commentary. I know this is a beer that Point made.
Like I knew what this. Yeah.
It's a great observation.
I knew this was a thing before I got it. It's got almost like a little bit of a Hefeweizen type smell to it, which, I mean, gives me a little bit of hope that it's not going to be absolutely terrible. Cheers, gentlemen. We'll see how it is.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
There's something a little bit more there, but like, I feel like this is a different variety of their Drop Dead Blonde than the one that they normally make, because I don't think that one's normally a 99 calorie beer. Like I could have sworn that they've had this beer around for a while, and it was like a Drop Dead Blonde ale that kind of had some more flavor to it, but it's almost like they watered it down, and like there's something there in the beer, but you don't get as much of it. Like there's like this
skinny blonde.
Yeah, I feel like this is like, a skinny version of the beer that they normally brew.
Weird that they put an NA in the Advent Calendar.
I know, right? They basically did.
How is
it doesn't taste bad. It's very light. It's very crisp. It's got this little kind of heft taste to it, almost like, I don't know how to describe it without that's just what it reminds me of. It's kind of like a Hefeweizen, but it's just extremely light. Like there's really nothing to it.
All right.
I mean, if you're looking for an alternative to, like, I don't know, make Ultra or something, maybe it does the job. I don't know. I got nothing really.
It's a non-lager. It's a non-lagered light beer.
That's actually a perfect description. That's exactly what this is a non-lagered light beer. So, I mean, if that's what they're going for, they nailed it. It's not what I was expecting when I saw a bottle that was going to be in this Advent Calendar pack, though.
All right, so you've got the Drop Dead Blonde. That's what it is, right? That's what it's called? From Point, out of Stevens Point. Where are you putting that one in Untappd?
I don't know. Let's give it a 2.75. doesn't taste bad, but it's nothing special. I mean, I think I get what they're trying to go for. I think you hit it right on the head. It's a non-lagered light beer.
Ross would say that's above average, so it's not terrible. All right.
I'm just waiting for a
stands there,
response, but we're getting
and he
nothing.
spins his fidget spinner. All right. Puts it away.
I'm just
all right.
happy. I'm just happy that we moved on from what Tyler would say, and now it's what Ross.
That's what Ross would say. Well, we're coming back around to you, Tyler. Don't worry. A lot of ball game left. All right. So, Three Cellars. It is day 20. We're gonna see what is in my fancy paper bag. Got a lot of use out of these paper bags. 903 out of Texas. Interesting. Polka King of the Midwest for a Texas brewery to do Gus Polinsky and the Kenosha Kickers. That is very interesting.
Kenosha represent.
This is some of the best can art I've ever seen. I love
That's
this.
super cool.
Amazing.
That's super cool.
It's so distracting from the style, but
Playing all their fairly well-known hits from the 70s. Fairly well-known. It is a cinnamon and spice ale, which is festive. We've had a few things like that. So,
Thought you were kind of into those, Ross.
Yeah. This is 5.8% ABV. The description says, allow us to introduce the Polka King of the Midwest. This cheerful ale plays the greatest hits with toasted malts, affable balance, and a chipper dose of cinnamon spice, approachable and delicate sweetness, bready maltiness, and earthy noble hops lend support to heartfelt additions of cinnamon and nutmeg. Oh, good. In this ale, friendly flavors do a polka dance with seasonal vibes. The Polka King of the Midwest boasts big charm, good nature, and embodies the holiday spirit. So they also give pairing recommendations on this. It says pairs with Kiss Me Polka, Polka Twist, and Polka Polka Polka, which I'm guessing are greatest hits. Okay.
All right.
Let's crack this thing open. Still weird to me that 903 did this beer.
It's a Home Alone. It's a seasonal beer, so
yeah, it's just interesting. Let's pour this thing out. Very, very carbonated.
I like that glass, Ross.
Thank you.
I can already smell it.
Look how you expect this type of ale to look. You know, nothing really surprising when you're looking at it. The carbonation there's a lot of carbonation coming off that. So
had dissipated pretty quickly. It's murky. It has a murky color to it, at least, or mine's murky. The clarity on it.
Mine looks pretty clear.
Yours looks pretty clear, but if you see mine, I mean, that's pretty murky.
Yeah.
I don't know if mine's colder than yours or what, but because that can happen. But let's get this thing on the nose.
I mean, it's just cinnamon. It's exactly what the can says. It's cinnamon and spices. I mean, they got it on the nose. It hits those profiles.
I think there's like a brightness from the nutmeg behind the cinnamon too.
It smells like I'm in the middle of baking something and I need an ingredient in the back of my spice cabinet and I have to put my entire head in there.
They just took them all and dumped them all in.
Thank you for that journey we just went on with you, Tyler.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, let's try it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
But not surprisingly, it's very. It reminds me very much of pumpkin ales and things like that. I felt that pumpkin sweetness kind of coming through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they hit the flavor profiles. It's actually pretty good up front. I don't like the finish though. The finish to me has a little something weird going on. That I don't like. It might be that nutmeg that's kind of sticking around. It actually tastes pretty good up front.
The cinnamon characteristics are not bad. That is kind of, it's like there's quite a bit of cinnamon flavor up front, and then it kind of falls off into more of like a just general spice, like kind of nutmeg, like almost like I always taste like I taste the smell of potpourri like a little bit with these kinds of beers. They're just so like spice intense. Like that's what it feels like to me when I drink these, which is never I never really appreciate these for what they are because of that. Like it's just kind of like a bunch of spice flavors that are just like meh. I don't know. That's kind of my feel.
Yeah, I think up front it the cinnamon flavor is like a sweeter cinnamon. And then as you go through and on the finish, then you get like this spice. So it's like a bit of a spicy punch on the finish. I'm sure it's a combination, but I'm getting cinnamon.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's a well-made beer. It's just, again, to me, it tastes like it's a pumpkin ale that fell short of the pumpkin. That's what I'm getting right now. It's all the other spices coming through. It's okay. It's not really my style. It's not really anything I would ever gravitate towards. So, other than the can art.
I was going to say the can art's fantastic.
Yeah. I feel like these beers are always like, they're a bit polarizing because it's like, again, I'm kind of appreciating it for like, because I have the holiday spirit going on right now and it's real close to Christmas and this kind of fits the vibe, I guess. But like, there's so many other types of beer. And again, this is no offense to this beer and how it's made, because I don't think this is made poorly. I think this is what it's supposed to be. There's so many other kinds of beer that I would prefer to grab if I'm gonna have a beer.
Yeah.
Okay. All of that being said,
What do you got?
Polka King of the Midwest. We're gonna start with Tyler. Tyler, where are you going on Untappd with this one?
So I think I'm gonna go with a 3. I don't mind the cinnamon and the holiday spice flavors, especially this time of year. Like I enjoy that aspect. For me though, if I'm going to have something with holiday spice in it, it needs to have a lot more maltiness and it needs to be probably boozier so that warmth from the alcohol blends with the spices. This one is just kind of like like a stronger lager that just has some cinnamon spice. There's not really a lot of richer malt flavors. So for me, it falls short in that aspect. And I'll go with a 3.
Okay. Ross?
I'm a little bit behind Tyler. I'm going to go 2.75. And from a holiday spirit standpoint, like when I drink something like this, I don't think Christmas. I think fall. I think Thanksgiving. I think not Easter. Halloween. Like, oh, I said Easter. Like this doesn't remind me of Christmas. Maybe it's just the food we ate growing up. Or like, when I'm expecting Christmas, I agree with Tyler what he said, but it might be something like orange peel, or like we've had a lot of cranberry recently. Something like that that's more to me Christmas related. And like again, I've said since the start of the show, I don't like cinnamon in beer, and it has to be done really well. I actually don't think they did this poorly. It's just not for me. I think it's more of a bias or a personal preference thing over anything else. I don't think it's a poorly made beer. I think it's actually well made. I don't like it. So 2.75.
Yeah. I'm going a 3 along with Tyler. I think it's an average beer. I think you have to want this though. You have to like cinnamon. You have to want a beer like this. If you just grab this, like, I'm gonna have a beer tonight, and you don't know what you're drinking, and someone hands you this, you're gonna be like, what the heck did you just hand me? Like, it's just it is what it is. A 3 for me on this one. And 903 is
Somebody handed you this, you'd be like, okay, it's
Yeah.
a beer.
right. That's a fair point. 903 is a good brewery. They make some really good stuff. I've had some really good stuff from them. This isn't, again, a shot at this beer specifically. It's the style, it's the flavor, it's everything that has to do with it. So, all right, day 20 in the books. We've only got 4 more to go. It's going to be Christmas soon. I hope you're all prepping like we are. Drink yourself some cinnamon spice ale, and get ready to wrap those gifts for the kiddos. So, hope you're all enjoying your beers tonight, and stick around. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Later.
Bye.